This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Athletics.
Swung on, drive to left field. Did he do it? He did! 4 home runs for Nick Kurtz! He is 6 for 6!
Swing and a drive, deep to left. The A's take the lead in grand fashion.
And 29 other MLB clubs.
Stretch of the pitch to Cal. Swing and a drive, deep to right field. There it is, number 60, the modern-day Bambino.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe from humidors to walk-off dingers.
That swung at a high, deep drive to right. Smith is back. He will not even watch it. And the A's win it on a walk-off by Nick Kurtz.
We have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of A's Cast Live, the Friday edition, Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network in Las Vegas. A's Cast, A's Radio Network, KSTE in Sacramento. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, however you consume us. We got a kick-ass show for you today. We got both managers on today. Clayton McCullough is the manager for the Marlins. He is doing a great job. Came over from the Dodgers, a World Series champion with the Dodgers, and now 2 straight years. He's got the Marlins going in this direction, and they're in the hunt for the American League, for the National League East. We got the Mark Kotsay show, and then Hogan Harris is going to join us. I got an idea for Hogan Harris. It may not be the most popular, but it's time to talk about reality. Tomorrow is July 4th. We're going to have fireworks. Tonight, we're giving away this cat. It's not called a cowboy hat, right? What are we calling it?
Country hat giveaway tonight.
It's the country hat.
I have it on if you're watching on YouTube, X, Instagram, and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network.
Mama packed a pair of pants and a shirt, and I got shoes. Mister, this is all I got. Is this you showing up as a rookie from Oklahoma? I'm from Oklahoma. They don't know how to get to the clubhouse. They don't know anything. They're a rookie.
Well, and to be in fairness, I did grow up in Western PA in the Midwest, and that's kind of like the country area.
Pennsylvania. What the hell does that mean?
There's farms there. I didn't grow up on the farms. I grew up in the suburbs. So there's.
Hi, Pete.
All right. I feel safe.
I have something I really want to talk about today. Are we done with your shenanigans, all of your little you want to play one to get one more out of your system there, Michael Barabalt, the host of A's Talk? Michael Barabalt, who is once again the host of A's Talk, who stabbed me in the back. You guys didn't ask me my hot take. Go ahead, Michael. What's your hot take? He's like the kid. Why can't I be a part of it? Can I play in the game? Are you done?
Backstabber. Yeah, I do like that. Can I play in the game?
Can I play? All right. Can I get to something serious today? Because I think this is really important.
Absolutely.
All right. Listen up, because I got something for you. And I've been thinking about this. And I've been looking at numbers. And I figured out something. And this is just a reality. If you are going to pitch and be successful here, it's like Coors Field. Suck it up, Buttercup. It's not about your numbers. Your numbers aren't going to be good. And if you pitch to the scoreboard, you're done. The bottom line is the only people who are going to be successful here are going to be people who understand that I need to come in and I just need to battle. And I'm going to battle no matter what happens. I'm going to battle no matter what the scoreboard says. And if you're somebody that's just so into numbers and you're so into looking at the iPad and you're so worried about your ERA, which I get it because you get paid on your numbers, but you're not going to have good numbers here. If you pitch here for a couple seasons, it's going to be tough. You've got to have strong mentality people. Right now, strong mentality is more important than stuff because guys with stuff are not used to getting beat. And when they get beat, you lose them. You absolutely lose them. And you see it. Luis Severino's the greatest example. I mean, we DFA'd Scott Barlow. Do you realize Scott Barlow had an ERA here of over 12, but on the road he had a 1 point something? He couldn't pitch here, but on the road he's fantastic. Luis Severino on the road here, not very good. We've built a room for him. We've done everything. Guys with good stuff and pitch to the scoreboard, they wilt here. And when you see people like JT Ginn and Gage Jump and our guest today, Hogan Harris, you need guys who are in for the fight, that they're going to come in and they're going to battle your ass no matter what. And if they give up a 3-run shot or they give up a 2-run shot, they're not going to tuck their tail between their legs and walk. They're going to battle. I compare this, and I did this comparison with our pitching coach, and he went, man, I kind of agree. There's been a lot of great quarterbacks who were not good cold weather quarterbacks. Why? Because it's tough to play in cold weather. It's tough to play in the snow. It's tough to play in the rain. It's tough to play when it's really cold and people can't feel anything and receivers are dropping balls and it's super windy. And really good quarterbacks don't like when their completion percentage goes down and when they throw interceptions and when bad things happen in cold weather and the ball doesn't feel right. So we've had really talented quarterbacks who can't win in the cold. But then you have what? Cold weather quarterbacks, guys that are maybe not as talented, but all they want to do is win, and they're not worried about their stats, and they can play in the snow and they can play in the rain, and all they care about is winning games. We call them mudders, like in horse racing. There are certain horses, they're not the fastest horses, but you put them in mud and those bad conditions, and they win races. They're called mudders, and gamblers bet on them. You need mudders here. You need guys that are flat out strong-willed individuals who are not going to be sitting here and they're going to pout when they give up a 3-run home run or they give up 5 runs. You need the type of guy that once he gets up a 3-run home run, he goes, give me the ball back. I'm going after the next guy. I mean, you look at and Cody, you've put this together. We can look. The starting pitcher ERA for the Athletics here is 5.63. The opponent, 4.04. By over a point better. How about the bullpen? The opponent's bullpen ERA is 4.95. Ours is 6.20. We're being outpitched here. So whether it's the GM, the pitching coach, hey, listen, the other teams, they're only here for 3 games. We got to be here for every game. Well, guess what? You need to go find 13 guys that are not going to pitch to the scoreboard, that are going to be ready for the fight every night, no matter what the numbers say. And it's easier said than done. I get that. But I'm trying to figure out, we got to go 40 and 35. And you're going to hear this from Mark Kotsay. They got to go 40 and 35 to get back to 500. There is only going to be one way that we win in this ballpark, and is you've got to have tough-minded pitchers. Mentality and will is more important than your velocity and your stuff now. Because guys with velocity and stuff, Severino's a great example. He's got it, but when he pitches here, he doesn't have it. It's a mental thing. At this point, it is a mental thing. We need to have tough guys on the mound who are going to be ready to fight no matter what the scoreboard says. That's just reality. And you need to find starters that are willing to do that. That's why I think Hogan Harris needs to be turned back from a reliever to a starter, because Hogan Harris has the mentality he can pitch here. He's not going to wilt when he gives up a 2-run shot or a 3-run shot. And there's going to be games you get your brains beat in, but you got it, like an NFL cornerback, you're going to get beat. Why? Because the rules are set up for the offenses to win. You've got to have amnesia and be ready to go the next play. So pitching, you got to be ready to go the next outing. The ballpark can't defeat you. And it's not going to work for everybody. We've got to change the mentality of, we worried so much about looking at the iPad and what's the spin and vertical. I need guys that can go out and just battle and get outs and not worry about it. That's the only way we're going to win. Look at Gage Jump. You look at Gage Jump after the games, you see it in his eyes. There's fire. He's a competitor. He doesn't care about what ballpark he pitched in. You talk about pitching in Vegas. Hey, it is what it is. You need guys that no matter where you play them, they're up for the fight.
The one thing I like about Hogan Harris, too, is he's like one of the best what-ifs, because we saw his last start he ever made as a starting pitcher was against the Astros. Pitched well, got sent down, and he's come back, and all he's done is pitch as reliever. Now, we joke that he's going to, he has a chance to break the A's franchise record for most appearances in a season, which is 84, set by Billy Kotsay. He's on pace for like 78, but who knows? That number could go up or down, but I do like the idea of a guy like him moving back into rotation. A good example, tonight, the guy pitching for the Marlins, Tyler Phillips, used to be a closer, who's now stretched out to be a starter. We're seeing guys who were relievers going back to being starters and stuff like that. I think Hogan is a guy that would be perfect for that role to go along with JT Ginn and what you're seeing from Gage Jump, and then hopefully down the line, a guy like Jamie Arnold when Wayne Lynn's back, like guys like that who will have experience also pitching in this ballpark before we move into Las Vegas. But Hogan Harris pitching out of the bullpen or pitching in the rotation, it's a big what if, but I want to see it because we saw what he could do when he did start. If you just erase from your mind that
that's not even it, though. You got to have a mentality to pitch here. You've got to be somebody that's going to be able to understand what the deal is and that you're going to fight no matter what the scoreboard says. And that's why, not what he did in Houston. It's what he's done here. He's been successful here, even though there's been times he's been roughed up. So many guys come here, get roughed up, and then they're mentally done. They're checked out. You got to get guys that don't check out. You got to get guys that are not freaked out about having a high ERA. It's the same thing as Coors Field.
I was just going to say that.
If you're going to sit here and say, well, if I don't have a 4 or under ERA at Coors Field, I can't pitch here. Well, you're done at Coors because you're going to have a high ERA. And if you have a great ERA, then it shows how special you are. But I don't know who that is. And Vegas at this point doesn't matter because it's 2028. We got to figure out how to win now at this ballpark, or we have no chance at the postseason. Zero chance at the postseason. And we haven't won a home series here since late April.
That was 2 months ago.
Late April.
Yeah.
So, are there going to be games you're going to outslug? If you're a pitcher and you go out and you give up 6 runs, that's fine, but you got to hope we score 8. But you can't be like, oh, my God, how do you pitch here? You can't have that mentality. The mentality of it's hard to say it, but you've got to have someone who's just a fighter. You've got to have street tough fight kids go out there on that mound and go like, no matter what happens, I'm going to fight you every single pitch. Tough to say, easier. It's easy to say from this perch. I get it. But it's kind of, I've always had that mentality. If I go out and I struggle, I'm not going to stop the fight. But really, really talented people who have breezed through life, being successful, and now they're faced with crazy adversity, they don't always feel that way. And all of a sudden, here comes the excuse train, and it's too tough to pitch here, and blah, 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 blah. And it's just, this is a struggle. And you got to find guys who are mentally strong enough to deal with the fact that you're going to give up runs, but it's okay. Because in the end, it's just about winning the game. It's not about you. It's about winning the game. But we've made everything about us as individuals in our sport. We've made everything about data, numbers, everything so about the individual. For us to win here, the pitcher's got to be like, man, I just got to keep us in the game with a chance to win.
There's 4 guys that come to mind when you mentioned Colorado.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, I was going to bring up
because I don't think everybody's going to understand what I'm saying. I'm very passionate about this.
If you look at Colorado.
But do you understand? Everybody is about numbers and their own numbers and what's arbitration and what's this and what's that. You can't pitch like that here because you're not going to have great numbers. You have to worry about one thing. Do I give my team a chance to win at the end of the day? And if you don't understand that, you can't pitch here. And that's very harsh to say, Commander. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I do. Because I was going to say, like, a good example, and we've talked about it, we've all said it and joked about it with his ERA. If you look at a guy like Kyle Freeland from the Rockies, he's the guy that has the most innings pitched in Rockies history as a starting pitcher. He gets it. He's going to give up runs in Colorado. That's why he's there every year. Antonio Senzatella, who's now a reliever for them, he's been there forever. Herman was there forever. The only guy that was really special that you've seen pitch out of there and to kind of accepted the mentality was Eduardo Jimenez. That was 15 years ago. But a guy like Kyle Freeland, he understands he's going to give up runs. So that's like what the mentality some of the guys here need to adapt. Like, you're going to give up 4 or 5 runs, but you still got to give your chance a team to win if you pitch deep into the game because you know that we could score runs. We're a slug team. That's what we keep hearing. So if you score runs, if you give up 5 runs over 5 innings here, you can't let it affect you as much as you give up 5 runs on the road pitching at, I don't know, Citi Field or Angel Stadium or T-Mobile, where you're not going to get a lot of runs scored at T-Mobile, but it's just having that mentality. I totally agree with that.
Well,
take that, analytics.
And then I'm going to say this. I put it on the front office for Scott Barlow. Yeah. At some point, some people have to start looking themselves in the mirror because you signed a guy that was not built to pitch here. If you sign people that are not built to pitch here, that's shame on you. I'm not put that on Barlow. What was I actually took a picture?
His ERA was over 12 pitching here.
So Scott Barlow Are you going to say Scott Barlow wasn't a success? Yes, but how about Scott Barlow on the road had a 1.02 ERA? 1.02. I mean, that's incredible. If you said, hey, how's your ERA on the road? 17 appearances, 1.02 and 1-0. But on the road, he had a 12.64. So clearly, you got to find the right guys to pitch in this ballpark. And if you don't, it's on you. You're signing them, you're bringing them here. So I look at Scott Barlow. This was a horrible fit for him.
Yeah. I wanted to dive in to make sure because it says home ERA, right? That's home. That's Vegas.
His home ERA, home games was 12.64. Road games was 1.02.
Yeah, just here at the ballpark in West Sac, it was 10.95.
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Vegas counts. And by the way, we're going to Vegas again next year. So the whole was that? Yeah, we're going to be playing games in Vegas too. So I look at Scott Barlow. The front office has to find the right guys to pitch here if you're going to have an opportunity. And clearly some of the guys they have signed, and maybe they weren't thinking of it that way. And I understand. Remember David Fort's like, we don't know how the ballpark's going to play. Could play pretty normal. Well, it's not playing normal. You had a year to figure that out. Second year, you brought people not built for. You got to bring people who are mentally built for the park. Once again, the mentality at this point is more important than the stuff.
I was going to look up because one of the guys before we play Clayton McCullough, one of the guys who's now back for the Athletics is Mark Leiter Jr. He's off the IL today. You know what his ERA is here?
Not good.
Oh no, it's actually good. It's 2.13.
What's it overall? His ERA?
Oh, I'd have to. Overall, his ERA is 4.85. But here, 2.13.
How many games?
Let me type in games. Give me a second. Games pitched. He's the 485 is 32 games, and if you want to do it here at Sutter Health, it would be 13 games.
Yeah, Barlow had 19 games pitched here. Or 19 games.
Well, Leiter's been hurt, but now he's back tonight, and so was Jose Suarez. So those are the roster moves that we made heading into the game tonight. Matt Crook and Jeff Hartley were DFA'd.
I mean, now that you have Barnett and you got Leiter back, I don't know how Leiter implemented coming back off the IL. Suarez. Got to find guys that can handle it. I mean, that's really the job at this point is how do we – so, when people start talking about the deadline, you got to find pitchers who are going to be able to handle pitching here.
Yeah, totally. That's when you go –
That's the game. Like, so many people look at trade. They go, well, what's the guy's stats? I don't care what his stats are. Can he pitch here?
That's why I think a guy that if we wanted to be buyers, a guy like Senzatella from the Rockies will be awesome to get because he's having a great year pitching at Colorado. And he could come here and have that mentality. He's going to give up runs, but he knows that he can keep the team in the game.
That's what you need.
Yeah, totally.
And you're going to need it again next year. Vegas is so far away when it comes to games played.
And we won't know what that's like until after a year of playing there anyway.
Well, you're still going to be 2,000. Look up the strip. What's that, 2,000 feet? And you got the humidor and you have the controlled environment, but it's not going to be like playing, what do you consider a tough place to hit? Detroit,
Oracle Park.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to be Oracle Park.
You're looking at about 2,100 feet.
Still 2,100 feet above sea level. I would bet it's not going to – I would bet in Vegas it'll still be a home run ballpark. It's not going to be crazy because you can do things, but it's not going to be a pitcher. You know what became a pitcher's ballpark overnight? Texas.
Yeah.
When they switched over, that was one of the worst places to pitch. Now Texas is one of the better places to pitch. Old Petco Park before they did the stuff. Toronto's made some changes. I mean, certain places have become better places to pitch. Target Field is a good place to pitch.
Baltimore, too, right? They moved a bunch of fences back.
Yeah. Left field.
Yep.
Left field, they moved it in, then moved it back again. But I think it's still going to be an offensive ballpark. So you got to really start thinking about these things, or you better go get, the Miz, get 5 Miz's, and everybody's throwing 102 miles an hour.
And giving up home runs?
Yeah, he gave it up yesterday. Yep. if we think just throwing hard, Paul Skeens has been getting litty a little bit.
9 straight losses for the Skeens on the mound.
Yeah, what's his numbers though?
He still pitched pretty well.
PNC Park, that's a pitcher's ball.
Yeah, it is for sure.
All right, we going Clayton?
Yeah, because we're about 7 minutes long.
All right, Clayton McCullough came up pretty cool. If you don't know this guy, he was quickly in college baseball, then with the Toronto Blue Jays. Then he got hired by the Dodgers. He was the first base coach of the Dodgers, has that connection. Andrew Friedman, Peter Bendix. Friedman, if you don't know, is the guy who runs the Dodgers, but he came from Tampa. Peter Bendix was hired by Friedman in Tampa. He now runs the Marlins. So there was a connection to get McCullough to be the manager of the Marlins. And if you have been watching, Marlins had the most wins in June. They're in it. And the manager of the Marlins came all the way up here to hang out with us on A's Cast Live. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on A's Cast Live. We don't get you guys around here these parts, so for you to come out, we truly appreciate it.
Yeah, Chris, well, thanks for having me. I'm excited. Our whole group's excited to be out here.
Well, I got to tell you, looking at the standings, the way the Braves got out to that hot start, you're thinking for all you guys in the East, whoa, all of a sudden, you're only 5.5 back. Philly's only 2.5 back. You got to be excited where you guys are, especially after the huge June.
I think so. I think the month of June, it was in a lot of ways, it was a special month. A lot of things came together. We played well and dug ourselves out of a hole that, we had put ourselves in, but had a good month and, a lot of baseball left, but have felt really solid about the way we played the last month plus.
When I think about Edwards and Lopez and I think about what you got there up the middle, I would say, and I think you're going to agree, you have the best double play combination in baseball. They should be all-stars. They should have been voted in. But how do you feel about your two guys up the middle?
I agree. I think this is the best middle infield combination in baseball. And in some ways, they're kind of throwback players. They're not that flashy, but they play really terrific defense. They run the bases, more contact over power, spray the ball around the field. And they've been fantastic all season long. And two guys that play basically every day, but bring kind of some unique things to the game now with as much as it's evolved and changed, but they do a lot on both sides of the ball.
Well, one thing that you guys love to do, you love to run, you play small ball. Hicks, your catcher, is so good. He doesn't strike out, makes quality contact. Just talk about what the philosophy, what you guys are built on and why you're winning so many games.
I think when we, just looked at how we felt like our best chance of being a winner going forward, and that was to pitch at a really high level. We figured most often we're going to have a younger roster, athletic players, defense needing to be at a premium, and again that youth and athleticism, and trying to use that to our advantage on the field, in particular on the base pass, whether it's stealing bases, trying to get an extra 90 feet, creating some pressure that way, and a number of individuals. You mentioned Liam, that they do make a lot of contact, and we do. Live sometimes by the ball in play, but move enough balls forward and give yourself a chance to make some things happen. So what is just kind of playing into the strengths of our roster, but I think ultimately moving forward, having young guys that can play a lot of positions, can defend and pitch is it's a good ticket to give yourself a chance on most days.
Well, we talk about all the time because we're a team that's built on slug, but it's like, well, how do you score if you don't slug? Talk about when you do make contact and you do have a bunch of terrific young athletes and you got speed and you can utilize that speed. It really gives you a puncher's chance every single day.
It does. I mean, we still stress, our guys are trying to hit the ball hard, and I think we just have the way that our composition is right now with our roster, some that their skill set lends to that, making high contact making contact at a high rate. And when you have people on base and runners in scoring position, just, trying to move it forward and find some holes. And so, yeah, I love slug. I tell you, I do miss slug sometimes, but it does. You can score in a hurry, but I think, having different ways to score runs can benefit you over the course of the season.
Well, the Dodgers just were in town, so we're doing the whole top payroll to the lowest payroll. You went from the Dodgers to the Marlins. You're a World Series champion. You were around that machine. Dave Roberts just got career win number 1,000 here, fastest ever to do that. What do you think are the number one things that you take from Los Angeles that you can implement down in South Florida?
I think what I learned from Dave Roberts was just the consistency at which he approached every day. I think he could make anyone he was speaking to feel important. He's just a terrific person and players love playing for him. And I think what I've taken away for our group and try to message to our staff, we're just going to try to treat each series the same, throughout the course of the season. There's not a series that's more important because it's an opponent or this time in the calendar, that the regular season is very much more of a methodical march, and that we're going to be very consistent with how we prepare and approach each game and continue to coach. Because, that's what I saw for 4 years on the Major League staff in LA, is that we just very much probably didn't enjoy the regular season wins as much as you think, because it was on to the next. And it was always just trying to be ready for the next series and move along, with certainly October being the main goal. And I want our group to think that way as well, that this is, appreciate the regular season and what you have to go through as a team as you move along, but you can't get too far ahead. Stay in the moment. And, this series right now here against the A's is the only one that matters.
Well, I saw an interview down at Camelback Mountain with Freddie Freeman down at spring training, and he was doing this interview where he said, everybody talks about payroll and everything. You don't understand how hard we work. And I appreciate that, because how hard they work, and everybody has got, you've got to match that. And, of course, they're going to have a chance to try and win a third straight World Series. Only the A's and Yankees have done that before, so we'll see if they're able to do that. Sandy Alcantara, I just wanted to check. He's going tomorrow. Throwback. I love the fact that we still have somebody that wants to go out and win games and pitch 9 innings. It's how it's been our entire lives in baseball. Everything's so changed. It seems like 5 and dive. Just how nice is it to have somebody like that has that mentality that he's going out to pitch the entire game?
Yeah, that is Sandy's mentality. When he steps on the mound in the first inning, he is expecting to finish the game. And nothing he despises more is the few times that I've had to go take him out of a game mid-inning. He likes to finish what he starts, whether that's the game or the inning that he is out there. And look, the amount of innings that he's been able to log this year, what that does for our entire pitching staff, how it keeps our bullpen in a good place. And, Sandy is just a terrific competitor. And I want to say this about Sandy too. He's gone through a lot the last year and a half, coming back from a major surgery and missed time and, some tough outings last year. But this guy, he never stopped looking for ways to get better. And I think he's entering his age 30 season, and, he's continuing to try to evolve as the game of baseball and hitters evolve and offenses. Sandy is evolving as a pitcher. So to me, that's what the great ones do, is that he has those old school, tendencies of attacking the zone and going deep, but he's also very open-minded to how can I continue to get better and perform at a high level, for the next X amount of years.
Well, I'll tell you what, we appreciate you stopping by, and we're rooting for you because you play a great brand of baseball. It's a lot of fun. We're not talking wild card. We're talking about the division for you guys. So this is game number 89 for you. Good luck the rest of the way, and thank you for coming out.
Enjoy the time. Thank you for having me.
Attention all kids. Sundays at the ballpark just got way more fun with Stompin' Sundays. Kids can join Stomper for a pregame treasure hunt, run the bases postgame, and take home can't-miss giveaways. Join us on July 5th, and kids will get an A's pool float when your Athletics take on the Marlins. For more information and to secure tickets, go to athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
When it comes to knocking it out of the park, nobody beats Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is an 8-time Triple Crown Award winner. Ford Motor Company's highest honor for being the best in customer satisfaction in sales, service, and finance. Step up to the plate for our biggest selection of new Ford models, including the legendary F-150, on sale now. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters in the Folsom Auto Mall. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Secure your spot for priority access to 2028 season tickets at the A's Ballpark in Las Vegas for just $19.01. The amount honors the founding year of the Athletics franchise in 1901. By joining the priority list, you'll get an early opportunity to grab season tickets before they go on sale to the public, while also supporting youth baseball and softball programs across Southern Nevada. To secure your spot, visit athletics.com/Vegas.
Unlock offers and receive exclusive in-game features by downloading the MLB Ballpark app for iPhone and Android today. Plus, get the latest information on game time, schedules, and more.
A's fans create family traditions every Sunday at the ballpark starting at just $99. Our family 4-pack includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 drinks, and 4 bags of chips or popcorn.
On the way, swung on and drilled to left. Way back, a Rosarena will watch it fly.
Fans can enjoy exclusive items for kids and families at select Sunday matchups. Secure your family 4-pack today at athletics.com/tickets. Don't miss your chance to grab some of the best giveaways of the season. From our 7 bobblehead giveaways to our post-game fireworks shows and one-of-a-kind wearables. There's something for every fan.
As Jacob, a drive to left field, hit well, going back as Benson looks up, and it is gone! A home run for Jacob Wilson. The A's are on the board.
2026 is filled with can't-miss items. Secure yours now at athletics.com/promotions.
Streaming from West Sacramento, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
All right, I've just made an executive decision here. Steve Sachs, I don't think, wants to do a full hot dog eating contest tomorrow, so we're going to do one hot dog, see who can eat it the fastest. Michael, you then go into the clubhouse, and then you figure out, we'll ask players how many hot dogs they could eat in 10 minutes.
Hey, how are you? I'm good. How are you?
Is that how much Joey Chestnut has, 10 minutes? And then, well, whatever the time frame is for the hot dog eating contest, how many you can eat, and then who they think would be the big winner overall. And then Sax and I will do one hot dog, who can eat it the fastest. All right? That's the game plan for 4th of July tomorrow, and we're sticking with it.
And you got a player you can ask right now. What do you got for me?
Hot dogs.
What about him?
Hogan Harris, by the way, here on A's Cast Live once again.
Pleasure.
How many could you eat in 10 minutes?
In 10? How big are we talking?
Regular hot dogs.
Like a big Costco?
No.
Okay.
That's a different ball. Regular ballpark hot dog.
The confident answer is 8.
Wow. In 10 minutes?
The real answer is probably like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'm thinking 4 is stretching it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be close.
No soaking the
though.
bun. I'm talking you got to eat it.
So no, I can't just have a sip of Coke or something like
you're
that.
You're not Kobayashi. No, you can sip whatever you want during it. You just got to eat the hot dog like it's coming off the grill.
Let's go 4.7.
All right, that's you know what?
$4.7.
That's respectable.
I appreciate that. And it's true. $4.7 I think would be a fair guess.
You
want to do it one day?
Huh?
You want to do it one day?
Tomorrow. It's 4th of July.
If I'm off tomorrow, I'll do it.
You're never off. You play every
true.
day. You're like a position player.
You understood the trick question.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You could be like, I'd do it. No, I got to play.
Oh, sorry.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I got a little heated today. Probably shouldn't have. Because I've got this thing about what you need to do to be successful here on the mound.
Okay.
And in my opinion, you can't pitch to the scoreboard anymore, and it's really tough to tell players to not worry about their stats because stats is how you get paid.
Sure.
But in this environment, you have to just go out and battle, and whatever happens, happens. And if you do give up a 2-run shot or a 3-run shot, you got to be like, get back on the mound, but get me the next guy.
I agree with that in a sense. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, but I agree with you. I've always been lucky in the aspect of which I have the other day, gave up the run homer. It sucks, but
got to go get the next guy.
You already threw the pitch. What are you going to do now? So you might as well get the next one. So yeah, I mean, I get both sides of that. It is hard because inevitably you want to be in this game for as long as you can, which then, like you said, the numbers matter. I wish they wouldn't matter as much as they do in some instances, but yeah, I get that. It's hard in the moment sometimes to be able to recenter yourself, but we're all doing the best we can to kind of just reset and do a job the best of our ability.
That's where it gets down to. Vegas is in 2028. We'll reset. Everything will be different. But here, you can't pitch to the scoreboard because even though you gave up that 3-run shot and it stinks, your team could still come back and score 8 runs in the next inning and you win the game. And we got to kind of get back to, remember when we were growing up, we just cared about winning?
Yeah, that's it. That's all the goal is.
That's kind of the mentality you have to have here because there's going to be tough times. You just have to care about the outcome and not your own individual stuff in the scoreboard.
100%. I mean, realistically, too, when it comes to ERA and things like that, like it's going to be skewed. Because, like, for example, someone like me, like, I've thrown 42 times. So it's inevitable that 4 or 5 aren't going to be your best times you ever have. And then all of a sudden, like, I think I've given up multiple runs maybe 4 times. But then since I'm not pitching 5 innings at a time, those few runs, all of a sudden your ERA goes from 2 to 3.5, but doesn't mean you're bad. Obviously, 3.5 still isn't bad either. But, it can skew really quickly in this game, especially on the reliever side of things. So in that aspect, I especially agree with you, where you can't really think about the numbers very much. Because, like I said, I could have a scoreless 37 outings out of 42. But, you give up a 3-run homer 2 or 3 times, your ERA just gets inflated just like that in one pitch. So it's kind of just is what it is.
You're doing something very unique. And we joke all the time, you're like a position player, how much you play. But it is unique to really come to the ballpark every day having to be ready to pitch.
Sure.
In a sport that's played every day, that normally doesn't happen. Take the fans through. What is that like, showing up every day and you have to be ready to come in and get key outs?
So for me personally, I don't really think of it as like having to be ready to play, because I just think of it as like it's my job. I'm here anyways. I might as well be ready to play in that sense. So it's not like I have to get myself in a mindset to do it. It's like, it's also, once you start warming up, you start seeing like, this is a position that I could go in this game. You all of a sudden, like for me personally, at least, I get excited. I'm like, all right, nice. I might be able to play today. Like, this is a good chance for me to, like, good opportunity for me to get our team in a spot to win, things like that. But, I guess the getting ready for it thing is just you really do have to act like a position player in my sense, where it's, I'm warming up every day to be ready to pitch. Like, I go through a full warm up in the bullpen every day, unless, something random happens. You're like, oh, wow, okay, I have to be ready. And it's the 4th inning, maybe your warm up varies a little bit, but there's always some form of being prepared to play, whether it be mentally or physically, whatever. I personally don't like to think about the game until I'm almost in it. So like normally I'm like, just kind of having my mind on other things until that our starting pitchers at like 60, 70 pitches. And
so what are you doing like the first 5 innings? What do you
watch an old video on the iPad, watching whenever we hit.
Playing a crossword puzzle down there? What are you doing for the first 5?
I plead the 5th on that one. I will not. I may or may not be, but I'm not going to incriminate myself there. May or may not do a Sudoku as well down there.
Yeah.
It depends. Depends on the day. Depends on how ready I need to be.
So you just kind of walk around all day and just go, hey, just when you need me, let me know. I'll be ready to rock.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's
ready when I'm ready.
At some point, though, it is funny, but this kind of became your life. You were a starter, and then you became a reliever, and then you became a guy who pitches every day. So, like, when did you start to realize, like, yeah, man, I really have to show up, and I might have to get outs every day? Because it's not new right now, but it wasn't that long ago that became new to you.
I don't really have like a specific time that it kind of transitioned. I think I just have the brain for it, I guess, in a sense, where I'm like, I don't really care. And not like I don't care about my job, just like, if it happens, then great. It's my time to pitch that day. It's whatever. Doesn't matter to me. As long as my arm's not falling off, I'm ready to throw. It doesn't matter. Like Leiter says I'm a 1 of 1 for multiple reasons, but like just in the aspect of I'm kind of just hanging out down there and I'm ready to go whenever. It's not – I don't put the stress on myself of, man, I better do good today. I know I pitched yesterday, but, like I don't have like that stress of it, for lack of a better term, I guess. I mean, I'm sure there's probably a better word for it, but I'm kind of just – I'm enjoying where I'm at, so that makes it easy to be able to play all the time.
Are you like this off the field?
What, just hanging out? Yeah, for the most part.
Like, are you like this as a dad?
Yes, I'm great. I'm great
Husband?
as a dad. The give and take on that. I'm trying. I'm learning how to do the dad and husband thing at the same time. But yeah, most of the time I'm vibing.
All right.
Yeah.
I have an idea, if you're willing to listen.
Yeah, let's do it.
I've thrown it out to some people.
Okay.
Because like I said, I think you have to have a certain mentality to pitch and be successful.
Sure.
I have thrown out to some people that we should turn you back into a starter because you have the mentality to pitch here.
I appreciate that. I mean, I'm more than happy to pitch at whatever capacity they take. Anytime Kots asks me if I'm ready to go, I'm like, yeah, I can give you 6.
I think you could. I think you have that. Let's not forget the last time you were a starter, you dealt against the Astros in Houston. Then you didn't start again. Mm-hmm. But you have that kind of mentality to be a starter here. It takes a special mentality. We need to find, as long as we're here, you got to find that mentality.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's, at the end of the day, the mound's 60 feet, 6 inches. Yeah. It doesn't really matter who's in the box. I watch these guys. And the one thing that helps me have success, too, is, I watch the best hitters in the world pop up balls in BP. So you might as well try and throw it over the plate and just see what happens.
Are you able to help guys mentally down the bullpen now that you've kind of become the bullpen dude?
In a sense, I mean, I try to. I don't necessarily, go and try and teach and do any of that stuff unless I'm asked. Then happily I'll do whatever, because I also am a firm believer that we're all big leaguers and we're here for a reason and we all know how to do what we're good at. So I'm never going to go out of my way to fix something unless they want to be fixed. But I do try and keep the vibes, try and keep everyone just calm, relaxed. Sometimes we'll do questions in the bullpen for the first couple innings because, there's no reason for everyone to stress out from inning one. Because ideally, we're not going into the 6th or 7th, so we don't need to be hyper-focused until the 4th or 5th inning.
And you're clearly not.
No, I'm not. No. No.
You're clearly not stressing.
No, and I try and get everyone on that wavelength. So, we have fun with it. We do top 10 questions, Family Feud stuff, just kind of keep the mood light and just be able to hang out. And I think that's why we've overall had some pretty good success down there.
Well, and for you, and this is something that's very rare, the 9th inning versus 5th inning. Uh-huh. That's kind of the range that we could see you come in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do they all feel the same to you, to where the 9th inning freaks some people out?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, obviously there are situations where, whenever it was in Yankee Stadium, we were winning 1-0. That obviously has a bit more adrenaline. But I never necessarily get freaked out by a situation. But overall, it is the same mentality, because most of the time, especially with some of the arms in our pen, if I'm going in, it's in one of the more important situations in the game, and sometimes that comes in the 5th inning. Whenever we're up 3, but bases are loaded with 1 out. Sterner is an awesome example of that. He goes in, he's the fireman. If there's full count or whatever, bases loaded with 2 outs, and we're only up 1, Sterner's going in the 6th, in the 5th, whatever. Sometimes I've seen him going in the 4th, but that's the biggest moment of that game. So
I can sit here and talk to you all day, but they're wrapping me up.
Yelling at you over there?
It's always a hurry up. You know how cool it would be for us to go down in the bullpen and just to be down. Now, obviously, that's not allowed by baseball.
Sure.
But if we could actually be down there and see what you guys do, it would actually be great footage.
It'd be great. And I mean, you couldn't possibly be more annoying than the people asking for balls 4,000 times a game. So
sign this, you sign this, you sign. I'm just letting you know, I am out here advocating. I love what you do. We love the role. It fits you well. You've been great at it. If we had MVP, what game is this? 89? 88? If we had a vote, 88 games in, MVP, you would get some votes.
Thank you.
That's how much I think about you.
Thank you.
How much I think of what you've been doing. But I am an advocate, too. I think you could start here, and I think you'd be a huge asset.
I am happy to pitch wherever they tell me to pitch, whenever they tell me to pitch.
Governor, that is a good answer. We appreciate you stopping by.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Great Hogan Harris right here on A's Cast Live. Are we throwing it to Mark Kotsay? Time now for the Mark Kotsay Show. Now for the Mark Kotsay Show, brought to you by Folsom Lake Ford. Kotz, it's Friday. We're giving away the cowboy hat. Are you excited?
Really excited.
Yeah.
It's a great giveaway. I think you're going to see a lot of people in the stands wearing that hat.
I think no doubt. We're now going to see these all over Sacramento.
Sky River Casino sponsored.
All right, so hard-hitting question to start this interview out, because everybody wants us to do a hot dog eating contest tomorrow. I'm not sure if Steve Sachs is up for it. He's a little soft. For you, in a 10-minute span, if we put him down here and you were all in, you really wanted to win this, how many hot dogs do you think you could put down in 10 minutes?
Before I threw up?
Well, throwing up's an option. We'll have a bucket for you.
Yeah, I would say the possibility like a full-size hot dog.
I don't think we're going big hot dogs. We're kind of just
like
standard.
The stadium dog.
Yeah, standard.
You have to eat the bun too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to do it like they do it on the on the.
No, we're gonna be
contest,
Ray. We're not
you
gonna be
gotta
Joey
eat it.
Chestnut.
I would say I could probably get 3 down.
Yeah, I was thinking 4
Yeah,
tops.
4. Yeah,
Because
that's
five
fine.
would be you're doing one every 2 minutes, and that'd be tough.
That would be tough. I think that would be really tough. The bun is going to fill you up. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why
what it
they
is.
soak it in water,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we don't
I
want to
think
get
that's
our
cheating.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's kind of soft. Like it needs to be like you need to have like a dad-looking guy without his shirt on 4th of July, right there at the barbecue, and he puts them there, and you got to eat it.
Got to eat it.
Instead of this
It
dipping
can be
and all
plain.
that.
You don't have to have mustard and relish. Well, how do you like your hot dog?
I'm pretty much. I go mustard and ketchup.
Okay. No relish.
I can do relish.
Onion.
I can do onion.
All right.
I can do bacon on it. It just
Yep.
depends on what I can do. I'm an everything guy if it's all provided.
I like it.
I love those Chicago style dogs that have everything on it.
Yep. Chili too.
Chili dog is a commitment.
Commitment. I agree.
That's a different ball game.
Did you grow up around a Wiener Schnitzel?
Yeah, of course. we
Great-
grew up in Southern
great hot
California.
dogs.
They were everywhere.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had the special buildings
Yep.
and Wiener Central. How are you, by the way?
I'm great. What about Winchell's? That's another like great
It
establishment.
was a
in-
great
yeah.
place.
I have not seen any Winchell's around.
When's the last time you ate at Del Taco?
Hey, now Del Taco was the college stop. I will tell you this: you got the 10 taco pack for like $5.99.
Yeah.
Right.
At what time?
It was
in the morning?
literally, I mean, lunchtime just after I got out of class, and I did go to class. You didn't. I did. I went
Okay,
to class.
Frozen, nobody at Cal State Fullerton went to class who
Attended
played
every
baseball.
class.
Nobody.
Every class.
You and Kapler and Nevin, none of you guys
Kapler
went to
got
class.
kicked out before he even got on the team. So
Would he
we
park in
went
our
to-
Augie Garrido's spot or something like
He
that?
did. First practice, pulled up late in his 5.0 with his rag top down. I can't even make it up. There's a song about it.
He was
in there.
Vanilla Ice?
Pretty much. Walked onto the field, and Augie just looked at him and said, "Go move your car." And then he came back, and within the first semester, he was gone. Still made the big leagues.
Oh.
And now he's pretty successful in his roles.
He was the last out of the Dallas Braden perfect game.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I just saw Dallas walk by. You can't miss him. He's
Yeah,
he's
it's
getting
out of
big.
control. The Marlins are in town, and it always makes me think of all the teams that could have drafted you. You went to the Florida Marlins, and the only thing that I can think about when I think of the great Mark Kotsay, your career in the Marlins, is being at the racetrack and Jim Leland smoking cigarettes, and you guys are betting horses. That's all I think about.
That's right. I mean, that was my rookie year. Obviously, I wasn't up there long enough to know anything about Calder racetrack.
That was the World
in
Series year.
97. That was 97
Yeah.
was my call-up year. July 11th, I got called up to the big leagues. Devon White went on the IL or DL at the time.
Yes.
And I got my opportunity for 18 days to be a part of that World Series team. It was great.
Did you get a ring?
I did. Unfortunately, they had 2 rings. They had the A ring, which was the F was diamonds, and then the B ring, the F was a stone.
You got the B one.
I did. It's in the sock drawer somewhere.
I hear you.
Yeah.
You got to get the A ring if you're going to pull it out.
I guess I didn't play well enough. I mean, I can vividly remember going like 10 for 52, I think, which is less than 200. Struggled hitting the ball to the second baseman. Rolled over like 10 straight at bats.
That's the famous Jim Leland just making out somewhere else.
That's right. That's right.
I like that.
Yeah. But then my rookie year is when we really bonded in 98 and went to the racetrack quite a bit. Del Mar's about to open. The fair, I was home yesterday for the off day. Fair traffic was insane.
Oh, 5 is brutal.
It was pretty bad. But, yeah, Del Mar, I think opening day is the 16th or 17th of July.
By the way, these Marlins, I got it here, 20-6 in June, best in baseball. These young Marlins, the Fish, they're no joke.
No, they're no joke. They play the ball. They play the game fundamentally really sound. They put a lot of pressure on teams. They run, they hit and run, they bunt. They're aggressive on the base pass. So they're trying to play a brand of baseball very similar to what Milwaukee has done. You know, they have guys that can hit it out of the ballpark, but the lead or the team leader is 10 or 12 home runs. So they do a lot of little things to be disruptive.
When you go into a series and you got a track meet on your hands, it's not something we really see that much. What's it like preparing? Because you got two catchers now that you're playing a lot. It's a situation I want to talk to you about. But with Langoliers and with Jonah Heim and the pitchers, you got to be quicker at home plate. How much do you address that? And it's different because not all teams run like this.
No, not all teams run. It's interesting. You look at the run value of teams that steal bases, and it doesn't necessarily lead to more runs, especially when you hit home runs. That leads to more runs. You look at the teams that have the highest number of stolen bases, it doesn't always equate to them being the league leaders in runs scored. So, but in preparation for this team, in terms of how aggressive they are on the bases, we love to prep. We love to be ready to take a free out when given to us. Both Jonah and Lang throw pretty well. It's our pitcher's responsibility really to keep their times to the plate under like 1.4, 1.35 consistently to give our catchers the opportunity to throw guys out.
All right, as we're doing this on Friday, Major League Baseball, it's so convoluted the way we do. When we were growing up, you voted. Whoever had the most votes, you're the all-star starter. It'll be announced tomorrow that Shea Langoliers will be the all-star catcher. He'll be the starter, first one since Terry Steinbach. How proud are you of your catcher that he's going to be the starter for the American League?
Yeah, this is a great accomplishment for Shea. One that, I fully expected Shea to be an all-star. To be voted in by the fans is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I cannot wait. It's such a big honor, especially in this all-star game in Philadelphia. And to throw in Jonah Heim, he's had so many big at-bats that he needs to be in the lineup. And I love how, unfortunately, with Brent Rooker going to be out, you can get Shea off his feet. You can get Heim off his feet. It's kind of like a dynamic duo between catcher and DH. Yeah,
it's played itself out really well. Obviously, with Rook being out the rest of the season, we're going to use that DH role differently than obviously we have in the past. You'll see several different guys through that role. Carlos Cortez is another guy that will be in that role. Colby Thomas going to get a chance to play some outfield against some right-handed pitching. We're looking at it and trying to improve our defense. KG's done a nice job since he's been here. Alika has really filled the gap.
Oh, yeah.
Since Wilson's been out. We're going to start getting these guys back. And, I think Geloff as well. We've missed him defensively at third base.
All right, when you think about what Brent Rooker means to this team, we did this whole thing on NBC about, I know he's going to be out, but what he means as a leader to all these guys, everything he's done in his career, good or bad, people can go to him. So how important is it as he rehabs that he's still around, because he is part of the heart and soul of this club?
Yeah, all of our guys are around, even if they're going to be, out for the rest of the season. I think Gunnar Hoagland's the only one that's in Arizona right now. And as he progresses, I think he may come back to us. But we have a policy here that we keep the rehab guys with us at home. Obviously, until they're ready to go out, they don't travel. But to have them around on the home stands, to have them, you'll see them in the dugout during games. That is in itself a way to lead. And we've talked to Rook about it. Obviously, you'll see him in the dugout consistently. And just being a part of the group is really important.
So tough that you got to shut him down for the rest of the year. Just didn't see that coming. That had to be a tough conversation.
Well, I mean, it's not a tough conversation because it's best for the player.
Yeah.
And you'll hear me say it all the time. My first priority is to make sure the players are healthy, make sure that they understand I have their back in their decision-making process. I've gone through these injuries, played through these injuries in 05, 06, where I kept putting epidurals into my back and playing for the team, sacrificing the body, and you pay the consequence when you get a little bit older.
JKG, Joshua Kuroda-Grauer, what a start to his career. How much was fun calling him up? He doesn't know. He just gets here and boom, 3 hits. How much fun has it been?
Well, he knew he was in the lineup because I called him. But
okay.
Yes, no, it's been great. It's been great to watch. We've always known, KG can hit and play defense. The maturation process was more about the physicality and he looks good. He looks physical. He looks strong. He's been able to hit at every level. He'll make adjustments. And you've watched, Henry Bolte. He's going through some adjustments right now. The league's made that adjustment to him, and we're working on getting him to understand, where the league's pitching him, how to go about attacking that zone. And I thought on Wednesday against the Dodgers, he made a great adjustment and hit the ball up the middle on a line on a sinker in. That was a really good pitch.
Yeah, it was hit so hard it knuckled back up the middle. For JKG, the flexibility that you can put him kind of anywhere, how big is that to add that at this time of the year?
Well, it gives us more opportunity to get other guys in the lineup for sure. I'd like to find him a home. If he's going to go out and perform on an everyday basis the way that he's shown in the first 4 days, he deserves to be in there. So as we get more guys back, it's going to be great to have those challenges to get him in a lineup where Jacob Wilson's playing shortstop, Zach Geloff's playing third base. So we'll figure it out, but it's a good problem to have.
Happy 4th of July.
Well, it's the 3rd, but happy 4th of July.
That's the Mark Kotsay Show, brought to you by Folsom Lake Ford, right here on A's Cast Live.
A's fans create family traditions every Sunday at the ballpark, starting at just $99. Our family 4-pack includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 drinks, and 4 bags of chips or popcorn.
On the way, swung on and drilled to left. Way back, a Rosarena will watch it fly.
Fans can enjoy exclusive items for kids and families at select Sunday matchups. Secure your family 4-pack today at athletics.com/tickets.
This has been a presentation of The Athletics.